Okay guys, welcome to our 10th PHP Daraja API tutorial. My name is Ben. In this class we are going to look at B2C, and this is a scenario between a business and a customer. For example, the bank to you, when you maybe make a request for the bank to send you some cash from your account, then that one is B2C. If you have ever participated in any promotion and you won and you were sent money through that company's either pay bill or whatever, then that one is B2C API, and that's what we're going to look at today. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So I'll open my tutorial for M-PESA API, and open my folder for M-PESA API. Then we'll copy the B2C, paste it and say this is let me say B2C. Let me rename this one to B2C. Nice. B2C, let's rename this URL to B2C underscore URL. Come here, B2C. We'll need to create variables for all these items. So what I'll do after defining the name, actually let me just state the steps. So the first step that you're going to have is obtaining the access token. Then after access token, we're going to have our URLs defined there. Then we'll have our variables that we're going to use. Then we'll have our main requests, main request here. So, and that main request is the B2C validation, the B2C. So for access token, we'll just copy what we had on our previous classes. So I'll come and paste it here. What we're going to do is, I think I'll interchange this one, and it will come after we have defined everything down here. So we'll have followed by that, so that we can separate our variables and everything together. So we can have the consumer key and the URL for this one. We can have it in the variables section like that. Then this one, you can call this one access token, access token URL. Let me maximize this so you can see. So you have access token URL. Where is it? Access token URL is that one. So we'll remove it from this point, paste it here. So we define our access token URL. The next URL that we want to define is the B2C URL. These are two URLs that are supposed to be there. Obtain access token. So the variables, we need the headers for access token. We also need a header, this one for B2C header. So I'll paste this one and say this is B2C header, which is equals to, I'll remove that word array from that point up to that part. I'll show you what to do here, because we need our access token to come here. So what we're going to do, this header is going to go below our access token. The reason is we cannot code executes from top to down, so when we execute, when we get our access token here, we'll save it so that we can use it now on the code that follows it down here. So let me make this one like that so it becomes a bit cleaner. So main request is there. I think I'll have to indent this one correctly. Fine. Now the next thing that we wanted were the variables, so we'll have all this, and this is the beauty of Sublime. So just come and paste them there. What I'll also do is indent them correctly. Make them variables. And then we're done with that part. So we have already defined our variables. Now we are just supposed to pre-fill them. And pre-filling them, okay, now we still have to fill them on our sections down here. So here we have initiator name. Here you have our security credential. I didn't want to hard code this. Now, the way I'm separating this part is so that your implementation can provide all this information that we are feeding down up here, so that now your code will remain intact and it will repeat. It will prevent that process of repeating the whole thing all together. So here we have the command ID. Here we have the amount. You have the party A. Here we will have party B. Here we will have the remarks. Here we will have our queue timeout. Here we will have our resort URL, and here we have our occasion, like that one. So up to that part we are through with all this. Yes, so we have already access token, which is there and everything. So the main request is here. Let me also ensure that this one looks nicer, not much space like the way it is. So let's see what next needs to be done. So we are through. Now we need to go to our developer account, log in and populate this information here. But for the amount we can change it. We can say maybe it's 2,500. The queue timeout URL and the result URL, I'm going to put the same things. Actually it's HTTP, but in production should be HTTP. So HTTP, and we have my projects M-PESA API, and I'll say it's callback underscore URL. Those are my, then this one talk of salary. June, no, let's say we have October or November. Yeah, let's say Nov 2018. I think that one's okay. The remarks is salary. Then when you go to command ID, we'd rather take it from our, we'd rather get it from this one. So we want to pay salary, so let's go to command ID. We just copy that one, based on command ID. Party A is going to be from the documentation is the organization shortcode. So the shortcode of the company that we paying the client or our employees from. Yeah? So let's log into our account. So I need to go to docs, to go to test credentials. We'll click on test credentials. We have our shortcode is 600-183. So you click there and paste it. The second is the phone number, and this is the phone number you're going to pay to. So put there the phone number. Initiator we have seen is test API, which is this one. So bring it and paste it there. Now the security credential, we're going to generate it from the Safaricom interface they have provided us. So we're going to copy this, paste it there, and then click generate. So this is the security credential that you want, so just copy it and paste it on our security credentials section here. So once you're through with that, so everything here is set. We need to check my, so let me check my apps and use this. So we'll have 85 blah whatever there. Just make sure it's that. The other one is JE9. Okay, so paste it there, save it. Now the good thing with this one is that you can still execute it from your localhost as long as this address is reachable. Yeah, so what you'll do now is we'll ensure that we have those URLs. Remember, I had them on my previous classes. I was using it for another project, so let me log into my server here. So go to projects, go here. Yeah, now we have our callback URL here, so I can either upload this one or I can choose not to. Let me just upload it. We are calling it B2C. It's this one here. So upload it. Our response is going to be, let me check whether we have it that I wanted. So I'll change this one to JSON. I want us to have a JSON response. So we save it so that we can be able to read it from our browser without any problem. So let's head over to our browser and make this request and see whether we will have any response. And we make the request. We have nothing, so I'm not sure whether we have made an error or something. So I'll check my B2C. We have our initiator name, security credential is okay, command ID is okay, amount is okay. All right. I remembered we have made a mistake here. This is B2C. We didn't change it here, so let's change that one. Look at our access token URL. Well, we changed it. Oh no, we changed the wrong one. So this is supposed to be access token URL. Then now they have B2C URL. That's all correct. Now we can delete this file here and upload it once again. So let's look for it as B2C and upload it. So let's go back and reload it. Something is definitely not right. So we have access token URL, B2C URL. Yes. This is where we have the problem, ladies and gentlemen. We did have the B2C header there. Right. Don't know how this one is finding me. Right, so we go to again our B2C. Have I refreshed this one? Yes, correct, we have done it. So everything is now okay. And what are we expecting? We're expecting to get our response here, confirmation.json, and yes, we have it. So instead of copying this one, let's just view it here because I installed a JSON formatter. So let me test it and see how it is going to be correct. So we look at the result code and it is 0, and indeed we have made that request and it is successful. So this is the transaction ID. So we have paid this person. Here it is the transaction. We're looking at the parameters. So transaction number is there, the amount is that one. We have working account available funds, that one, and our utility available funds, we have that. Complete date, this time receiver, we have John Doe, and this is the number, this is the name of the receiver. Charges, paid, account available funds, so we paid that one. And is it a registered client? Yes, it is. And then the queue timeout URL for their reference is this one. So we are through with the B2C. So in other words, we have been able to pay John Doe successfully from our pay bill number. So what else are we going to do with this transaction? because we are almost through with this class with the M-PESA Daraja API tutorials, we'll be doing a very nice course finally that will include everything, and we'll see how now the implementations of these things can be. I've been talking of your implementation should be checking for result code, then fill all the other information in database, but really how do we do that? So I don't have any other thing in this class, so if you have any question, comments, leave in the comment section below. We really appreciate the new subscribers. Welcome to the family. And even those, if you are benefiting in one way or another, we would appreciate that small, you hit the like button, and you also share to your other friends. Let them know about this API tutorial. So thank you very much, and see you on our 11th tutorial. Goodbye. Thank you.